Well, today we're going to either make small hook bookmarks or we're going to make hair sticks. So, or maybe we'll do both if we have time. So, I have two of the small silver bookmark blanks here that I use. That's these guys. Wow, that one looks like it's a little bent. I wonder how that happened. Wonder if I can get it back into shape. Hopefully I can. There's that. There we go. That's better. So we have two little silver ones. There's the two silvers. Hi, Tina. Hi, Heather. So we got two little silver blanks, and I just ran over the top of something, probably a bead down there, and it sounds like it crunched. And I have two sets of the metal hair sticks. Now, the business card for the company is in this, so if anybody is interested in getting some of these hair sticks, and so I've got two sets of those and two sets of the hair sticks. I also still have our earrings and the bracelet we made yesterday down on the mat. I do need to pick those up. I have been having trouble finding the bookmarks lately. I do get these at Art Beads generally, but I used to get this size like this at Beadaholique, and of course, since they've closed down, they don't have them anymore. And then I usually make the bigger one with the wave in it. Let's see, I think I have one here finished. It's a silver one, but it is here finished. This is this kind right here. I have discovered that they have raised the price of these considerably. The gold one is now almost $10 for just the blank. Oh, I would appreciate that. Yes. Heather, I would appreciate likes. I certainly won't turn them down, that's for sure. So anyway, it looks like I'm probably going to be keeping to, hey, Mary, I'm keeping to silver from now on, unfortunately, because I do like a gold one as well, but the gold blanks are just way, way, way too expensive anymore. That it would really jack the price of our bookmarks up. So these little ones are about $2.50 a piece. The bigger one of the silver one is like $3.50 anymore, but the gold ones have really, really gone up in price. You can't hardly find the small hook gold ones, and the large wavy one, like I said, is $9.89 now. And I'm like, I can remember when I first started making bookmarks when the bookmark blanks, the big wavy ones, were 99 cents. And now it's 10 times that. It's gone up ridiculously. You're freezing in Holland? You know what? We are here too. We freeze at night, and then it goes into about the low 40s during the day, usually. Hey, Chris. Yay, you're home, Chris. That's wonderful. I bet you're excited to be home. So anyway, I've got these blanks. So we're going to make either some bookmarks or some hair sticks, or like I say, maybe if we have time, we'll make both. Well, let's face it, we'll have time. Heather had her surgery. She's probably not doing a live, I would assume. How are you doing, Heather? Hey, Renee, good to see you come in. So, yes, please hit the like. It helps me considerably. And also, yesterday on our members live, for those of you who aren't members and might like to be, well, that's good, Heather. I'm glad you're at least doing something. I know that always feels better when you can do something. If you are not a member and would like to be, it's $4.99 a month. It helps me out considerably. And we have a live every Thursday afternoon to for our members. And every occasionally I do a members only video, and the videos I do make for Saturday mornings, since I don't do lives on the weekend, you can usually get those. You usually get those early, unless I'm really late in getting them up. So this is what we made yesterday on the members live. We made a really pretty Christmas macrame bracelet. You can see we've used the twist way of doing the macrame, and I think it turned out really cute. Then of course we did the regular square macrame to do our slider. Hey Kimberly. So anyway, Beth, I don't want to hear about anybody being stubborn. Miss, I need to go in for heart work and am not doing it. Thank you, Heather. And then, of course, we finished up yesterday morning. We made our pretty snowflake dangle earrings with the snowflake post. They're pretty long, see? Though actually, they're not that long. They're not any longer than the earrings I'm wearing. So that was the silver pair. And then this was the red pair that we made. That we made the top part. We bent the wire ourselves. So I think these ones turned out really elegant. And so I think those are going to be hopefully a good seller at my Christmas show. I do try to make my Christmas earring, which I classify as Christmas earrings, in just one or the other of the Christmas colors. I should say one or the other, but a lot of people consider blue to be a Christmas. That's more of a winter color as well. So so that when we do them, we have you can wear them more than just at Christmas time. Though I will admit that I have a whole bunch of Christmas earrings that I will start wearing right after Thanksgiving, and that for myself that are both red and green. So, you know, that works. So we're going to turn down and we're going to make either some hair sticks or some bookmarks, or as I say, maybe if we have time, we'll make both. So I know you went for pre-surgery labs this morning, but you still let Bill tell you couldn't have your surgery until you got back home, from your vacation, which I thought was a bunch of hooey, as I told you earlier. Did you talk to your cardiologist, though, Beth? That is the question. Not just pre-surgery, but did you talk to your cardiologist? This one is still a little bent. I don't know what happened to it. Must have really got mangled in where I had it stored at. The other one, which was in the same bag, is perfectly fine. Anyway, let's turn down. Day 2 and 3 are the worst. That's true. For me, it was about day 3 through 6. But so anyway, let's turn down. I do like to have a charm on the bottom of my snowflakes. Like, here's the pink one I made that is going for sale, but it's got crystals. So there's. And then, of course, on the blue one we made previous to that, I do have a crystal snowflake at the bottom. So those have to be priced and put in my bin to go bye-bye to the show. The only one I don't have a pretty on the bottom of is my smaller ones, like this one, which is pretty small, and I didn't put anything on the bottom of it. This is the smallest size, so it does not have a pretty on it, but I do tend to put pretties on the bottom. They're pretty without them. I've got some that I have hanging in my tree right now that, well, it's not in my tree yet, but oh, come on, you go in place. There we go. But sorry, should have grabbed some water before I came in today. I may go get some. Let's turn down and we'll see what we want to do with these bookmarks. And hi, Cynthia. Thank you, Renee. Now the little green, and where is the one I made the center for myself? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. It's the golden crystal one. This one is the one that I took suggestion and just made golden and crystal, and it has a little gold snowflake at the bottom down here. And this is the one that I made the blank for myself, and we have that little spider webby thing in the middle because of that. Okay, what's been going on that I have been ignoring? Oh, yeah, that does hurt. That does hurt, Heather. Some hot tea usually will help a little bit. I know it will hurt the first few swallows, but then it will help. When did I make the snowflake with that I made the blank myself? I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I finished icicles, and then I made that snowflake blank, and I think I finished it up the next day. I can't remember for sure. I did send that information to Renee. So, I forgot to mention something the other day on my live yesterday. We'll have to worry about it later, though. So let's turn down. We'll decide what we want to do for our bookmarks and such. Or I could send the information to you. Yes, I could, dear. Hey, Cindy. So you're going to help the pregnant granddaughter. So anyway, we're going to turn here. Bing. And there is the blanks and of everything. So the 2 bookmarks I have and the 2 sets of hair sticks I have. Now again, as I said, here is the business card for where I get the hair sticks. And they do have them in this bright silver. I think this might be the antique silver over here because it looks slightly darker. Yeah, bright silver, antique silver, and bronze. So this is the card in case anybody is interested in getting some of these hair sticks. Oh, it's a daughter, you're expecting a grandchild. Okay, that makes sense, Cindy. So if anybody is interested in getting hair sticks, this is a really good place. This is where I get my metal ones from. So, and my husband always says these are great. He always tells every girl that buys a set of these, he says, these go in your hair bun, but if you ever feel threatened, pull one out. It's not sharp, but if you poke somebody with it, they will really know it. so, so he calls them not only a woman's hair accessory, but a woman's defense thing as well. So, those are really fun. So I have some little snowflake pieces over here that I got from Bargain Bead Box. And these are snowflake connectors. And then we have some little snowflake charms. These aren't as pretty as some of them I've got. They're just a basic snowflake. But those would also look really pretty if we start our stick with the little one and just hook it to here, then hook our softflex beaded pieces down the middle and then put a snowflake on the bottom. Anyway, I think it will look cute. So this is the bright silver. I'm going to switch to the antique silver for this because most of these little pieces are more of an antique color. So I do make them in pairs. For the hair, a lot of my hair accessories, except for hair barrettes, are in pairs. My alligator clips, my hair combs, bobby pins, everything like that are all in pairs. Come on out of this silly bag, you guys. So see, these are the antique silver, and this is the bright silver. See the difference between the two? So anyway, we're going to hook this here. Our snowflake is going to go directly to the stick, and then we're going to hook on a bead strand and go and I don't like my bead strands to be atrociously long on my hair sticks, so we'll only probably put 3 or 4 beads in here. Looks like we are doing hair sticks first. Oh, come on now. I have a granddaughter who's old enough to make me a great grandmother. Though she was born and put up for adoption when my daughter was 16, so quite young. Though it was an open adoption, so we do still hear how Anna's doing. That is the granddaughter. She's in her 20s now, so she's definitely old enough to make me a great grandmother. We also could put this snowflake on as opposed to this one. These are really, really pretty. Of course, they're more expensive than this one would be, but it is a really pretty option. Oh, that's wonderful, Mary. Is it? It's fun, aren't they, to have little ones? I know my grandson was born prematurely and he spent over a week in the hospital in an incubator. Well, not an incubator. It was a what do they call it? It would be considered an air tube for adults, but it was this plexiglass thing that went over his head and had a hole for his neck, and it just went over his head and breathed extra oxygen into him. Um, so, and then the little bed that he was in was warmed so his body wouldn't get too cold. Little stubborn twerp, though, really hated his IV and pulled it out 4 times. They first they had it in his head because the blood vessels, of course, are more obvious in a preemie baby in their head. So his first IV was in his head. Um, Bargain bead box Jasper Rondelles. I'm not sure that I did, Beth. I'll have to look. Um, as long as they're not matte, I will love them. Some matte beads I don't mind. So then the other so after he managed to get his little arm up through the tube or the hole where his neck goes in his breathing cap. And oh, he's 23 now. Well, he will be 23 in just a few in February. Um, though he does have autism. He does have a really an oxygen tank. That's right, Heather. So because of the previous, he's tiny. You know, he was only 5 pounds something, and he stuck his little arm up through the neck hole, grabbed hold of the IV tubing, and pulled it out. So his pediatrician said, "Well, we'll just have to do it more normally. We'll put it on his leg." He pulled that out pretty quick. So they said, "Okay, we're going to have to popsicle stick his leg so he can't get hold of it. Can't pull his leg up to the point where he can get hold of it." And so they did popsicle his leg, of course, which kept it stationary. And instead of giving up, he took his other foot and wrapped his toes around his IV and yanked it out again. And it was anyway. Every time they tried to hook it up, he would pull it out. So they ended up putting one of those little monitors on him that checks his air supply and stuff and how he's doing, and amazingly enough, he left that on his ankle. But stubborn little turd. Really, really did not want that IV. So it was actually sort of funny. What do you think we should go for? The one with the pretty crystal in it, or this just more plain one? The plain one is fine, but the pretty crystal, well, it's a pretty crystal. Yes, he was a smart little turd. And he still is a smart little turd. Though he does have severe social anxiety and will not go out without one of us with him. So you want to go for the bling. I'm leaning towards the bling too. I mean, it's going to go in your hair, so you want it to be seen a little better. So let's do that. Let's go for the bling. So I think we will get us some crystals, maybe some blue crystals to go in here. Oh, I see the perfect thing. Okay, come on. Look, pale blue snowflakes. Aren't those great? So I think what we'll do. Okay, hon. See you later. Put these two back and switch it for one of these. So I think we'll get, I had them yesterday. There they are. Don't have many of these teeny tiny ones loose or left of these, but that's all right. They'll work. Get the spacers out here. Now, because these beads are so small, I'd be willing to bet that my Softlex will not go through twice. And if that's the case, that's the case. You can always trim it. I think we'll go for silver. Since we're doing all this silver, we'll get some silver Softlex. This is the Extreme Softlex Medium. And we don't need very much because, as you can see, our bead strand isn't going to be very long there. But I am going to take a few inches because even though this is going to be short, I don't want to skimp myself when I am trying to crimp it. There's one thing I hate, it's when I try to crimp something and I don't have enough line left. Now, even though this is medium, it's going to be arguing with us as we crimp it because the fine silver is a little more it's a little finer than the regular wire. So we're going to have to make sure we get it crimped good. And we probably will not be able to go through those little beads. I'd be really surprised if we can. If we can, I will be thrilled, but I don't think I will probably be able to. Come here, magical crimper. Now, I always use a magical crimper. I do have the other style. I use those when I use the other style when I'm using Coriana chain and doing the ends. These have a little divot in the end. You put your crimp tube right in the middle of it. It only works with 2x2 crimps. And squish. Don't Hercules it, just squish it. And then go around and continue squishing it until it doesn't squish anymore. And I think I've reached that point. Now we need to give it a good tug and make sure it's holding good. It is good. Now we're going to see if these beads will go over both lines. I'm actually doubting it. Oh, this one did. Excellent. Maybe this one will too. And it does, but I forgot to put my spacer in. I could have lived without spacers, but I do love my spacers. Now will the spacer go over both though? Yep. But yeah, every girl that comes by and buys a hair stick, my husband always says, and these are metal, so you can use them as a weapon if you get accosted ever and you need something to defend yourself with. Always remember, you can always just grab your hair stick out of your hair and use it as a um, weapon. And I always laugh when he does that, but he's right. You know, it's a weapon of a sort. It's not meant as a weapon, but it will work as a weapon. So now we'll put our pretty on the end here. Nope, wait, we need our crimp tube on first. Come on. You went through the other one. You should go through this one too. And I'm just going to bring it up to here and crimp it. Up all the way, guys. You're not going all the way. Now I actually did this top one a little tighter than I normally would, and it's not wanting to swing around too much, but it'll be all right. So now we're gonna, come here, get down there just a hair's breadth so this will swing just a little bit. We don't want it stationary so much. You got it tight again, Rose. There we go. Now we'll go in here and we'll get our other crimped here. Trim this off. So now we'll get a, actually I think I have a couple of medium jump rings right here that are open from yesterday that we never did end up using because they wouldn't work on the, we'll go through our base here and get our little guy here. And because I did make it a little tighter than I normally do, it will have to sit for a while so that the weight from down below, oops, come here you, will help it stay in place better. So there is our first of our pair done with our snowflakes all through it. I think it turned out pretty. Now we'll get a little more line out and we'll do the other one. Okay, so what did I miss here? Oh, the oxygen tank. I haven't gotten mine yet. It says it's going to be here Monday, though the last time I checked where it was at, my companion bundle, it was still in Tennessee. Though the other day, I got a check on one of my Etsy orders that went out because the last time I checked it, it said it was in Seattle and it was supposed to be going to North Carolina. And I'm like, what the heck is it doing in Seattle when it's supposed to go to North Carolina? I don't know. I'm a little bit confused by that one. But it kept saying it's going to be there on time. 3 to 5 days. And it went to Missoula, then it went to Spokane, then it went to Seattle. And it's like, um, I don't see how it's going to make it in 3 to 5 days if it keeps traveling all over the west instead of going to the east. Oh yeah, we can have a a conference call if you want to do that, Beth. I don't mind. I will probably record something for tomorrow's video this afternoon, but no big rush. So, whenever works best. I don't think I did this one as tight, but it will still go. 1, 2, 3. Go over the line. Trim this right here. Now put the second one on this stick, and this pair will be done. A lot of times when I'm doing bookmarks like this, or bookmarks and hair sticks like this, I'll let the stick or the blank part go down and drop onto my mat so that when I'm hooking the jump ring on, I don't have the weight of this stick trying to cause problems. So there's our first set of hair sticks. Nice winter pair there. Looks pretty. You know, I've had that happen to me before, Beth, when something says it was delivered and then it wasn't, and that's because the mail carrier has marked it as delivered before they even get to your place, and then they don't deliver it because for whatever reason, and then they end up delivering it the next day. So you'll probably get it today. But so there's our first pair of hair sticks. If Steve's going to be home in an hour, you're just going to have to wait, Heather. You can't be hobbling around when you can't do it. Unless you have I want to say walker, but it's not a walker. It's a like a little motorized chair, right? I think you do. Because you talked about using it in Tucson. You know, if you're going to have to get up to go within just a few steps, then if that's near you, that would help, I'm sure. Thank you. I haven't even made a scooter. There you go. Well, if you don't have your scooter in the room with you, have Steve bring it in there in case you do need to get up for some reason. That way you don't have to walk on that leg. You have your scooter. Okay, that's good. You promise. Since you promise, I'm going to take you at your word. Don't break it. Okay. Now let's, if I can get to it, I think I buried the box that I'm thinking I need right now. I'm thinking I will get out our the winter berries. I have a whole bunch of hair barrette blanks up here because I still need to make some more for my show. Is Dorothy on? I will, if I did mail Dorothy's hair barrettes yesterday. Oops, bang my light again. Always doing that. So we have our little pine cones. So these are copper rather than silver, but I don't have any copper hair sticks. So we'd have to do a double color anyway. What did I do with the pine cones that I colored the other day? There they are. Pearl. I think the pearl might be too big. How about this guy? I have to price them out. I don't ever everything is done by how much it costs me to make them. So I have some as little as 22 and some as much as 45. It just depends on what I put in them. This one raised in price when I put these on instead of these because these are a lot less expensive than these are. So I really couldn't tell you right now without doing a little bit of research here. Um, but I will figure it out before we're done, hopefully. I don't think I'm going to put a spacer between the two purple beads. I think we're just going to do like so. And we're just going to do multi-metals because as far as I know, if they don't make copper of the metal hair sticks. So, oops, I didn't get that put away. We'll just put it over here for now. If I can do some quick figuring. Oh, come on. I know I have another one of those snowflakes somewhere so I can get a prize off of them. Though I have managed to bury them, it looks like. This pair, I believe, will probably be close to $40. I'd have to find the price for these for sure to make sure. The hair sticks have raised in price. The metal ones are $2.49 a piece. So it adds up, unfortunately. Since we are going to be using copper things, let's get out copper wire. I do have some. Come here, you. This is one they said had a problem of some kind. The color didn't quite get up to their standards, and that's why it has this little sticker. They call it chocolate rather than copper, but it still works fine. And we have somewhere in here some copper crimp tubes. Where are you, copper crimp tubes? There they are. Hey, Brandy. Oh, this is fine. I don't want fine wire. We don't want fine. There we go. Oh, stop it. Here's the regular copper. So we'll get a little strand of this out. Actually, I'll just cut it right here and put it away and just cut this in half because this is way more than I need even with that. So we're going to start this one with our little, come on you. I will tell you the copper crimp tubes have a smaller wall. Well, not a smaller wall, a smaller hole because the wall is thicker. I don't know if that's because of the nature of the materials or if it's just whatever. So get our now we'll see if this one will go through the double strands. It would have probably if I'd kept with the fine. The problem with the fine is you have to put extra wires into your crimp because it won't crimp with a 2x2 crimp otherwise. So, and it won't crimp with the magical crimpers. So we're going to cut this. This won't go through, so we're going to roll our flush cutters right up to the base of our crimp and snap it off. There's that one. This has one of those little seed pods in it. Looks like it might have had more than one. Looks like the second one's coming out there. Yep. Those little things are nothing to worry about. Those are when they put the extra coloring on here. See how the leaves, this little branch has darker coloring in it. What they do is they put then put it on a tumbler to get the excess stuff out of it. But because it is it needs something with it, they put those little holes, the seed holes in there with it in it to help it tumble. and get the excess color off. And then some of them just go right inside the pieces. So now this one, because we're not got a connector, we're just going to leave us a loop up here at the top. And then we'll trim this off. Right up, like I said, roll it right up so it bangs into your crimp right up there, and then snap it right there at the very end. So now this has a loop. I left this loop so that because we don't have a connector, we're going to connect straight on to this loop. We'll go with the jump ring onto our little hair stick. Now this one's pretty short, but that's all right. We don't need an extra long hair stick adornment. So I could have made it a little bigger, but I think this works. So we'll get the other one strung up, and then we'll put them onto the sticks. Finn must be asleep pretty good because I just heard him groan. Yeah, he groans something fierce when he's asleep and he rolls over or whatever. Just like an old man, because I guess he is getting to be an old man. He's not a youngster anymore. We've had him for quite a few years. Come on, go down the right. There we go. Okay, since I already know the wires are not going to fit through the beads, I'm just going to take this extra one, pull it right up to it, and snap it right off. I have some wooden ones. I have both wood in just a pretty black wood and a pretty a brown wood. I also have some with Chinese redwood. The redwood is almost expensive as these metal ones. I do not want I like these ones with the decorative because they hold your hair better. These hold much better than the wooden ones, and they hold much better than ones with no decoration. And that's because this vine pattern holds in your hair better. It doesn't slip out as easily. So I'm good with what I've got. I almost put this little decoration upside down. And I think this one has some husks in it too. I can feel them not wanting to let me push my wire through. I can see it starting to pop up there. Let's see if I can get hold of it. No, that's the wire, but I know there's husk in there. Oh, there's one right there. These ones have quite a bit of husk in them. Use this for 2. I also have still got quite a bit of extra line here. I might drop it into the drawer so that I have it if I need it for something small like one of these again. And I've been naughty and I still haven't cut my fingernails. Now this is probably one of the shorter bead strands I've made for hair sticks. Like I said, they don't need to be long. They don't need to, they can be long if you want them long. But I also like a short one because that way they're just sitting there as decoration. You know, some people come to me and say, "What are these for? How do you use them?" And I say, "They're for your hair." Especially guys are like, "But yeah, but why do you want to use them? Or how do you use them?" I say they go in a lady's hair bun. And they'll say, "I'm still not sure I understand what you mean." So I'll go, "Have you ever seen a geisha girl? A picture of a geisha girl? They always have those decorative pieces in their hair, and that's what these are. These are the decorative pieces that the geisha girls wear in their hair." So, since these are going on silver sticks, do we want to use copper jump rings or should we use silver jump rings? I can do either one. Oh, tortoiseshell. Oh, that would be nice. Those might be pretty. Oh, those would be nice. Tortoiseshell twisted. Those would be pretty. Okay, Renee, we'll see you in a bit. So we're weaving silver for our jump rings. That works fine. There we go. There's some jump rings. And we'll put those on. And then we'll have 2 pair done. So I'd like to have 6 pair of hair sticks when I do my shows. And I only had 4 left after the Idaho Renaissance Fair, and that's why I wanted 2 more sets. I don't mind having more than 6, but I do want to always start out with 6. So there we go. There is our silver and copper ones with the pine cone and the sweater weather stuff. Come on, you sit properly. There we go. So 2 sets done. Hunk of silver. It would still make one, so we'll put it over here. Now I've got the 2 small bookmarks here. We could make some bookmarks now if we want to. It's been just barely over an hour, and I will tell you I have looked for bookmarks in other places, and when I check their sizing, they're little. They're not this size, which is a very big disappointment to me. Only have 4 of these left, but I'll put them away. Well, maybe I should just leave them out because we got to make bookmarks now, don't we? There's the other one, and it doesn't have a price on it. Could put that on the end of one of these bookmarks, though, to make it pretty for it. Now, the bookmarks, I tend to make them so their bead strand comes down to almost the same length as my blank. Slide these up here so they're not in my way. So it would come, so the charm is way down here, and then I'd have a bead strand going all the way through here. So, Oh, that's a very good price, Heather. I will definitely have to check out that because, like I said, these sticks now cost me about $24, $25 for 10 of them. So since I put them in a pair, that's like $5 just right off the bat for my pricing. Um, and then, of course, you have to add in everything else. I don't think I have any of these snowflakes anywhere, which is weird because I usually tend to get all kinds of things like that when they come out because I just love them. I think they're really, really pretty. And this is the last one I have of them, I think. I'll have to check and see if Beatbox Bargains has any more. I think they were $2 or something like that for the two of them, two something, but I'm not positive. So for the hair sticks, we have the blanks for the snowflake ones. Amazingly enough, each one of these beads, when I just checked their price, were 20 cents. But the blank is $2.49 a piece. So that equals out to $5.90. Nope, $4.98 for the two. And then the beads at 20 cents each were 20, 40, 60, 80. And then if we count the 1 cent for the spacers, that's 83 a piece. So $90, 20, 40, 60, 80, $1, $1.20, $1.60, and then $1.66 for the beads. The wire is very little of it, but it is, because that's a metallic, it's $1.20 a foot. We probably used maybe half a foot, so we'll say 60 cents. The crimps are 15 cents a piece. Well, they are if I get the beadle on ones. If I get the regular soft flex ones, they're more like 30 or 40 cents a piece, but there's 4 crimps. So that would be another 60 cents. And these, I'm fairly positive, were $2.49 for the pair, something like that. I'm just going to say $2 because I'm not sure. So we add that up. I think that's everything. Oh, the connector up there at the top was 10 cents also. So another 20 cents down here. So nope, added wrong rows. See, their base price is $10.44. So yeah, these ones would be about $40 for this pair. Now, pine cones, these were all stuff inside my sweater weather, so I will have to do a little more. You did you? Yeah, Heather and I have talked about that, saying we need to make each other admins in our accounts, so our shows, so that we can put things in, but we never remember to do it. You know, did they give us a price for these things at all? $2.99 for 6 pieces. $3.99 for the strand of those. So I'm going to say 20 cents. 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, so 80. Oh, jump rings. Forgot the jump rings, but I'm not going to get in a pinch over them up there. They're about 4 cents each. So see, these ones would be 28. Really depends on what you put in them, what your costs are going to go up to. So a raven skull hair thing, huh? Cool. Okay, now if we're going to make this, we want some really cool things in it. And we can use these same beads here. I do have some more of those blue snowflakes. And I might even put in 2. Okay. You know I love it, huh? That's cool. Okay, where'd I put my clippers? Oh, no. There they are. We're going to use the extreme silver on this one again, and we're going to put this little pretty on the bottom. This bead is a little bit weird. Kids are home. Yep. So we'll get this guy finished here. And I'll show you the length I like when I'm doing these. Now, you don't have to make these in any particular length, but I do like them to make sure that they are approximately the same length as the stick. You can make them shorter, you can make them longer, but I think it looks best when it's right about the length of the stick. Come on, you, go through. There we go. The twist out. There we go. So it's going to be right about here So that's about that's a good length. It could be a little bit longer if you wanted, or even a little bit shorter. But like I say, I prefer it to be about the length of the stick when it's done. So now we will take this, put a crimp right here, and I'm going to go over the top of my jump ring. I don't need to do that now. I just need to make a loop. But I'm going to go over the jump ring because I can then use it. Okay, we're going to go all the way down here, it looks, and that's fine. Now I can hold on to this as I pull these up. Sort of fulcrum effect. So see how it's now up right about where we want it to be. So now I can just get in here with my crimping plier and just crimp it right here. Now I could have pulled that wire up a little tighter so that I didn't have as big a loop at the top here, but it's all right that way. Now we'll see if she's holding good. She seems to be. So now we cut the extra off. And we'll open our jump ring and put it on our stick. And then this one will be done. Get out of the way, you. Now I've used my 8mm oval jump ring because this stick, see the hole is up here quite a ways. So we don't want it to be rubbing too much as it closes and stuff. If we had used a smaller jump ring, we might have, when it slid down like here, see how there's not a lot of extra room right there for it to move around. If we'd used a smaller one, we probably would have been bumping into the edge of our bookmark. So there's a bookmark and 2 pair of hair sticks done today. Now, unless you guys want me to make another hair bookmark, I think we're probably going to be close to being done if we're not done. We'll show you something I found in my stuff while I was looking for something else, and I was debating using it on one of my bookmarks. But I found this packet of keys. There's 2 loose, it looks like here. And I was thinking, well, you know what? You could put a key at the bottom of your bookmark, like so. This one looks like it's a little wonked. And just use it as a charm. But there's really big ones in here, so I doubt I'm not sure I would want to use too big a one. But like this one, it actually looks like it hangs slightly sideways, so we wouldn't want to use that one. There's like skeleton keys and those are sort of fun, though I think they're just a little bigger than I would want to use, unfortunately, because they are fun, but yeah, I was looking for my blanks for my bookmarks and I found these and I'm like, oh, where did these come from? And then I remembered I'd ordered these a long time ago to put on my chatelaine necklace and hadn't used them because I found some others to use instead. So we'll have to decide what we want to do with these big, huge, wonderful keys one of these days. Hey, Brandy, you're taking off for the day? Okay, we'll see you later. It's good of you to come on. I've got a mess up here. I've got to try and fix it a little bit. There we go. So we have our small bookmark here. Oh yeah, I was going to find the little bookmarks that when I ordered some bookmarks thinking they would be bigger, they were little guys, and I wanted to show them to you. See if I could find them. I thought they were right here, but I'm not seeing them. But I was thinking, oh, well, those are little, but, oh, there they are. Come here, you guys. See? See these guys? They're about, these ones I got from Bargain Bead Box. And they were wavy, so I just ordered them thinking, oh, well, there they go. But I didn't pay attention to the size, and they're small. Now, I probably will make some bookmarks out of these because, hey, they're cute. And I actually tend to sell these for a lot less than the bigger ones. And they sell because I have sold them before. I accidentally got 10 blanks from somewhere like these, and all of them sold. And I think I just made them a base price of $10, so I didn't have to worry about anything like that. But I have got some other little ones that I got. I think I got these from Beadbox Bargains also, these little guys here that I did make up. And they turned out really cute. But as you can see, this one is a little longer than the base. This one is about right at the base. And the one we made today is a little bit shorter. So they are even the little tiny ones like this will sell if you make them, or you can make them what size do I like myself? I like the bigger size. I only use these generally for my hardcover books. I like this big size for my hardcover book because it goes all the way in and I don't usually worry about it falling out at all. This one I made some time ago and I haven't priced it. I need to do that. It's one I made with, I think I made this with one of my FOCs, to be truthful with you. But so anyway, we have all different, they come in all different sizes. They also come in all different shapes. Softflex had one reading one that I got a mermaid, and I know other people got, no, I didn't get a mermaid. I got a hummingbird, and one of my friends got a mermaid. And they come in different sizes and shapes. I prefer these style because, see, they're not horribly thick, whereas the one that has a patterning on it is generally a lot thicker. And the thicker they are, you know, the more of a bump they make in your book when you're using them. And I always am really particular about my books, especially my hardcovers. They cost too much to damage the spine if you can help it. So I like the thinner ones like this. Back, huh, Beth? Didn't know you'd left, but that's good. So we made this bookmark. We've made the two, this is going to be for some hair barrettes here. We've made the two hair sticks. I actually been trying to decide what I want to do with these. We could make another bookmark with the big, these snowflakes, but then I was saying that I have these smaller ones that I've gotten. And these ones, they don't have a box. When I use this style, I don't have a box for them. So what I usually just do is put their price on them and just let them sit on the table. And they do sell. So in case anybody's interested in making some like those, oh, there's some little ball spacers. Anyway, I was looking for some more because I know I have like 3 or 4 different styles. There's a couple different styles I've got of the smaller ones that you can get at Hobby Lobby that are cute little guys. And I'm not sure why I'm not finding them, because they're usually sitting right here amongst the other stuff here that I have sitting beside me here, but I'm not seeing them. But they do come in silver and gold. I've never seen them in copper, but you can get them in various colors. Like I said, I got these for Bookmarks bargains for $1.29. I think there's 4 in here. So that would be about, what, 42 cents a piece? A little over that, but no, not that much. 30-some cents a piece. Yeah, 4 and $2.20 is 30. So 30, 32, well, a little over 32 cents a piece. So really good price for the little tiny guys. But that may be what I have to go to if I want to do gold, because the big ones are just, like I said at the beginning, yeah, great stocking stuffers for readers. That is very true. You would love a gift like this, Beth? Something to think about. Something to think about. I still got to decide what I'm going to send you, Heather, and Randy for Christmas. I was actually thinking about doing a little advent calendar like thing, but I couldn't decide how I wanted to, what I wanted to stick the things in. I did find some little boxes that were about that big from Amazon, but I don't have time to get them to me before so that I can pack them up with stuff. I'm thinking if I do something like that, their beads would, I'd either have to do 12 days instead of 24 days, because they get expensive if you add too much stuff, you know. But this is this size is also a favorite. I like this length. These are good. A lot of people do like these smaller ones. They're easier if you want to put them in a paperback. These big ones, like the really big one here, really don't work for a paperback too much because they're almost too long. I mean, they'd work, but they're almost too long for a paperback for it to sit in there and not be poking out the other end. This size does work good for a paperback, and this one even works better. The little tiny works really good for a paperback. So if you wanted a paperback one, these little ones are good. Bookmarks Bargains has them every once in a while, and so they are a really nice little guy. Their hole is a little different than the normal ones, because the normal ones are up at the very edge of the, you know, up in here. Well, here's this one. It's right here. And it's the same with the big wavy one. It's in a spot like this. Whereas these have like a little loop at the end to put them on, and that works really great. The other ones I showed you, I think I got these from Bookmarks Bargains too. I'm not, though these might be the Hobby Lobby ones. They don't have an actual little ring, but they do have the hole in the base right there. So, really cute. They make a really cute bookmark, and they're a nice bookmark. So let's see. We have some washer spacers. I have, where did I put those at? I got some. I got some little leaves the other day from somewhere. Can't remember if it was Auntie's Beads or Bead. I think it was Auntie's Beads. I do have some bigger leaves, but I don't want the bigger leaves on this guy because, well, they're too big. I'll show you what I mean. The beautiful fall leaf. But it's too big for this particular little bookmark. It would be great on a bigger one, especially on one of the wavy ones, but not on this little guy. That would be too overpowering on him. But I think at the same time as I got those, I got, if they're in here, I got some little red ones, little red fall leaves. But I'm not seeing them in here. I do need to put stuff away again. It needs something that it won't overpower the stick, but at the same time will make a pretty ending for our stick. I just saw something that I think I might want to use, but though not down at the bottom. Where you at? Where'd you go? There you are. Come here, you. This is cute, but I don't want to put it at the bottom because it's a connector. Though I could put it at the bottom and then put a little jewel down at the bottom too. We'll see how we want to. But as you can see, we got a little dragonfly here. These little bags with numbers on them. I could do that, but then you'd be able to see what it was. I've got one somewhere that it might be right up here. Yeah, here it is. It's a feather. It's got the loops right here. Never used this one. This one was a gift, and I've got to decide if I ever want to use it. If I do, I probably want to put some like feather things on it. I do have some feathers feather charms that could be on the bottom. That would be really cool. But this can go up here for now. I'm thinking I might take this little dragonfly, though it would raise the price of this one up probably some. Put a little tiny strand of beads above and then a little beaded dangle down below. Like maybe just one of these green crystals. Or a double green crystal, maybe. We'll see. Well, we can start with some green crystal up here. You notice I'm hanging on. I know that Heather isn't going to be on. She's not feeling well. She's in bed after her surgery. As far as the bookmarks are concerned, the longest you found was 6.7. Now, see, this one is about 5 inches, and 6.7 is probably about the length of the long one. It's 6. So the long bookmark is 6 inches. This one is 5. And if you're talking about hair sticks, the hair sticks are about 5 inches. So I think the light I had was with my ex because he was abusive and he went to hit me, and I was in the kitchen and I grabbed a skillet and hit him with that. As far as with a regular fight like in high school, the last one I had was because somebody was picking on one of my more meek friends, and I was never a big not meek when I was in high school, but I wasn't, one that would take too much crap either. And so they were picking on this friend of mine, and I decided that was enough. And I took off my heel and smacked him with it. Heels make great weapons too. But that was when I was in high school, so that was a long time ago. But if you guys are ready to call a day, we can call it a day anytime. I just figured since Heather couldn't be on, we might as well just dink around. What do y'all think? Do you agree? Ooh, those are cool. Those might work good. Let's put these out here right now. Come out here. Might make it longer than I want it to be. $24-karat gold. This one was on the outlet sale. You want to watch for those outlet sales from Softlex because all that's wrong with this is it's gold had some little tiny black spots in it every once in a while. I don't care. It's going to be underneath my beads, most of it. So we need to get some of our gold crimps. We need a little gold wire here to wrap up this little bead and stick her onto there. There's some gold. One more. Come on. Thank you. When I got these dragonflies, I was thinking more in the lines of either earrings or anklets since they were connectors. But then I thought when I saw those there, I thought, ooh, those would be cute. Just like I'm going to do them here. So that's what we did. I believe these were from Auntie's beads. Yep. Okay. Come on, I know both of you have big enough hole to go over both strands. Now see, that would be long enough without the little dangle, but we are going to put the little dangle on. Now, when you're right here, you have a choice. You can put this on with a jump ring, which is what I usually do, or you can hook it directly to your bookmark blank. It will work to do. Soft flex is a really strong wire, and the coating really keeps it protected. So if I do decide I want to hook it directly to something, I don't worry about it so much. And I think I left too much space in here, but oh well, too late to worry about it now. It's crimped. If I am real worried about that, I can put a crimp cover over the top of it, but I'm not going to probably. So then we're going to do this little guy. Oops, nope. I want to, because we've already got that extra length, I'm going to hook this directly on. So just leave a little gap when you come around here so you can pull it right that. And we'll get hold of it like we would normally right here and just wrap it up. Now this obviously slid down some right here, so I'm going to take my thumbnail and push it back up into place some so that it's not got this giant gap right here. Now it's tipped a little sideways, so I'm going to see if I can't push it better. There we go. Now we're just going to hook this together and we'll have one more little tiny bookmark, which is very cute and will, it will work in any book just like your regular bigger bookmark would, but it's just a lot smaller. So, get you guys out of the way here and get a little jump ring for there. Now, actually, I think a tinky top might actually work up there on this one, since that the wall of the loop doesn't look atrociously huge. So let's see. Tinky Tot is a 4mm oval jump ring. Randy of Thunderhorse Descendant coined that phrase, and I think it's became the phrase we all use for our teeny ones anymore. But this wall might be a little bigger than I thought it was. Let's see. Come on, slide over here. Oh, not too bad. Okay. So there's our tiny guy with the dragonfly in it. Isn't it cute? I like it. Christmas box, Donna? That's cool. Oh, you guys are sweet. And so anyway, we know Beth reads. I read. Who else here reads a lot? I haven't been reading as much as I usually do lately, but I just got my Nora Roberts third book in my Lost Bride trilogy, and I whomped that out yesterday. So I think we'll do this one some other time. I think we're going to be done for the day, but aren't these fun? These are a nice, pretty snowflake one, more elegant. I like this little dragonfly though. It turned out really cute. I don't think I've ever done them with the charm and then another little dangle, and I like it. I think it looks cute. And I do have some little sunflower connectors that maybe I'll do the same with those and put a little dangle at the bottom like that. That would be cute as well. Um, so let's turn up and we'll talk for a few minutes. That's excellent. That is really great, Donna. I'm glad to hear that. So what we made today, we made the hair sticks with the snowflakes, the really pretty ones. And we did figure their price to be $40 because of the stick itself, excuse me, is expensive, as is our little crystal at the bottom. Then we made the pine cone ones with the winterberry mix for Beatbox Bargains. Let's see. I know I figured that one's price too. What did we say it was going to be? I think, yeah, 28 for those. We didn't figure the price on the bookmarks, but here is the snowflake bookmark. And the little one we just finished with our little bookmark blanks that we got from Beatbox Bargains, these little guys, with our dragonfly on it. Now the dragonfly is one-sided, so you're not going to see them in both sides. But these are fun. Now this little dragonfly one could easily be put in a paperback or a hardcover. The thing is, as far as these are concerned, this curve right here is where you go over your spine. So with the little one, you might have to be a little more careful putting it on so that you didn't damage your spine at all when you go over it. So you'd never seen hair sticks before? Yeah, like I tell people when they ask, but what are they? Go look at a picture of a Japanese geisha girl, geisha, however you pronounce that word. I always pronounce it geisha, but I've heard people pronounce it geisha before. And they have in their hair, they'll have hair sticks and maybe even more than two. But yeah, that's where I always think of what I always think of when I think of hair sticks is the geisha girls. So there we go. 2 pair of hair sticks, 2 hair barrettes, or not 2 hair barrettes, but I'm a little high here. Sorry. I know it's irritating when I move it, but 2 bookmarks. So I hope you enjoyed making these with me. I'm going to go for day. We've been on for 2 hours, and I still have to record something for tomorrow because I haven't done it yet, and have to decide what I need to do. And so we're going to go for the day, and I hope you guys had a lovely visit. And I know I always enjoy having these visits. That's why I have gone to mainly doing lives um, as opposed to my recorded videos I always used to do in the past. So, because I love the interaction, and I'm sure you guys do too. So anyway, we're going to go, and so I can get something recorded for tomorrow. Those who are members of my group will get to see that as soon as I get it finished. because they do get them before the regular public. If you aren't a member, as I said, and you want to be a member, it costs $4.99 a month. There's a link to how to subscribe to that, how to join on in the description of every one of my videos. Um, like I said, it's $4.99 a month, and you get members live every Thursday afternoon. This Thursday, we made a pretty Christmas macrame bracelet. It's this guy, um, the twisted macrame, and I thought that turned out really nicely. And then also you get, like I say, you get the recorded videos early. And every once in a while, I'll do a members only video. So if that's something you're interested in, like I say, the link is in the description and it costs $4.99 a month. Anyway, as I say, I am going to go. I'm going to get myself something to eat for lunch. And then I will record that video for tomorrow. We'll see y'all later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. And we'll see you Monday.